Excuse me.
Don't need no
So
content
you're,
ID.
yeah,
Screwing you
you're
over.
moving down the stairwell into the depths of the Dark Tower. Ezreal, I need you to give me a percentile roll, and the dragon, sorry, the Ankylosaurus. Thank you.
The Komodo
So
dragon.
you proceeding with, I guess, care, but of course that's not going to guarantee anything. So I'm going to say that a Komodo dragon is going to be roughly equal. Let me have a look. Roughly equal to a horse with the poison power. Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking for body mass and all that sort of stuff. So you're weighing 1,200.
For a Komodo dragon, is weight 1,200?
That's a really big Komodo
No,
dragon.
That's a very big Komodo dragon.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's roughly got the mass of a horse. So 1,200, you've got an agility of 8, 17 hits.
Oh shoot! I almost forgot my character sheet.
1d12 damage, 36 power points, and your movement rate is only around about, we're going to say 60. So you also have the poison power. So every time you use the poison power, you have got 11 doses to use today of that poison power. And how I've decided to work with Taro is that Taro, she'll have the ability to change form. She has to take on some of the weaknesses and the advantages of that form.
Right.
But you power it all off your own power points, and when you change back, it's whatever you are set up. So I'm going to say that the damage done in your animal form, unless it's something that is significant to the story or something special, doesn't transfer back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so your hit points don't change unless, as I said, it's something significant or something weird that can come back with a change. But your power points will continue to go down, 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 down.
As fluff, if I get knocked out in like my
That's one of those things.
form,
Yeah.
I actually want to revert back
And
to my normal form.
you will, and you will actually then, that'll be one of the cases if they knock you out. That may be one of those cases where you have to take that damage in your own form as well. Depends, like if they reduce your character to 0 in your transformed state, then you are going to revert back to yourself and have 0 hit points.
Yep,
But
that's
if they knock you out, there is a slight chance that damage that you've taken in your shapeshift form might come through when you revert back to your normal form.
Okay.
So there'll be a chance of that happening. But if you are just doing it all voluntarily, then we're not going to worry about that. I'm just going to hand wave all the transferring of different hit points and power points and that. You just start with that pool when you transform, and that's it, sort of thing.
Okay.
Just keep it. Oh, that's right, Zortesh. You're in the middle of the storm right now. It's passed over us, isn't it? Sorry, I just looked at your comment about 90Ks. Anyway, sorry. We'll get onto it. Sorry. Okay, so Zortesh, you are continuing down.
I'd like to point out I do have a guide leading me through this, so...
Yes.
Yeah, the euphemism for guide, huh?
Yeah. Do you want to utilize any of your other powers here?
So yeah, so sort of side I'll be using the infravision.
Okay.
So I assume it's not
Cool.
right in here.
Okay, if you've got a vision, that's cool. Okay, so you're moving down. I'm going to say you're going to be moving with some carefulness about you. So you'll only be traveling, everyone can only travel up to about 40 inches because you're moving down and you're being careful, trying to be careful, and also trying to be as, quiet, I guess. I don't know. So move down the line, and Zortesh, I need you to give me, and also Taro, I need both of you to give me another percentile roll, please.
79.
Okay.
79? 79?
Okay.
So it's high or low good here.
I'm not telling you. This is how I give you that, that sense of anticipation. Dread 2. Dread works as well.
Now my height and agility actually it transfers to my my shapeshift form, correct? I get additional plus 17 agility.
No, that's in your normal form. What you get is all the aspects of the creature.
Okay.
Yeah. What we can do later on as your character develops, if we carry on through to that, you can look at how you can power that to transfer. Oh, like you know how you can talk in your various animal forms because it's superpowered. You can look later on at perhaps trying to do that with some of your other base powers.
Okay.
It'll be make shapeshifting a bit more complex because then we've got to change some of the stuff, but that's not a problem later on. Okay, so Zotesh. I'm sorry, Azria. Just let me have a quick look at that, and that means okay. There is suddenly, oh God, and G-Girl, does that provide you with, no. Okay, so G-Girl and Taro,
Yes.
I need you to give me a dex save, please, on a D20, both of you. Zortish, you've walked into a trap.
I made it.
Cool. So you're only going to take a half of the damage of what I'm about to roll for Zortish.
Okay, agility is 18.
Save.
Percentage or D20?
D20, please.
All right, made it by 1.
Is that okay? Cool. And you're going to take a quarter of this damage. No, you can't, matey. You walk straight into it, unfortunately.
I'm
so
Zortish,
you walked into it, but you can, I think, with your power, your sonic shield, it's movement only, so you can sacrifice some movement, but the damage is going to come straight off your power points, you realize.
That's marginally better than my HP.
Okay, so you're going to sacrifice, like, I'd say you'd need around about 4 inches of movement. Yeah? And where are you putting your shield? Just around you, or about you and your captive? Or you and your group?
Me and my captive. I'm not going to let my captive just be good.
Okay, rightio. Take off 15 points off your power.
Okay.
So, yep, so that means that Taro can... she has... What defensive powers does Taro have at the moment?
I don't really have any. I have the height and agility stuff, but that doesn't transfer to my.
Okay, rightio. Okay, so I'm just gonna rule here.
Maybe like a tough hide, like
yeah. I'm gonna rule a tough hide. So that's gonna reduce 2 points. So that means all up you take 5 points, which you can't roll for because you weren't aware it was going to happen. So you take 5 points to your hit points. G-Girl, you have got 3 points.
I mean, either way, it's going to hit my invulnerability field. So
okay, cool. So just 3 points. You take that off. Okay. So I just have to roll for.
I mean, it's not like it's going to happen right now, right? And anything particular? Or
who knows?
All right, we'll find out in a moment.
Taro, you narrowly missed being knocked unconscious by that bolt attack. You're conscious, but you're, well, I've got to get 3% or less. I just rolled a 7. So your ears are ringing a little bit. You sort of just shake your head to sort of come to. You weren't sort of expecting that thing. But it's an indicator of what's going on. Your captive also, Azrael, is really shaken. And he sort of goes, oh my God, they've activated the defenses. We can't go down here. We'll die.
I told you to tell me about any defenses down here.
Well, I didn't think anyone would have activated them.
You know what? I mean, I don't know if anything's going to happen right now, but I'm going to take a precaution. And I'm going to go ahead and use my area effect, use the gravity powers area effect wise on us, but not to change the gravity, but just to offer the protection. So we're all subjected to the Gravity influence for our power.
Okay, so yep. So how many points does that cost you?
It's going to cost me 3 points plus 1
3 points.
per
Okay.
turn.
Rightio.
At least that's how I know it's safe.
Okay, that helps defenses. Okay, rightio. So
I'm acting as the cleric.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you ready to continue down, Azrael?
Yeah, well, we don't really have much other choice.
So, Tara's actually, I'm going to revert back to my human form here, and I'm going
Okay.
to use my chains to actually create a ground, so if I get hit with another lightning bolt, it actually won't really fuck me up too much.
Alright, well...
So, you're using your what, sorry? Your chains?
My chains, yep. So, I'm going to use it to create a ground, to so that way I don't just, like, if electricity hits me, it actually moves to the chains and through the ground instead of through me.
Okay, that's cool, but I don't remember where the chains are coming from.
I had the chains.
Oh, yes, chain, your weapon. Sorry,
yep,
I'm with you. Sorry.
So I'm going to use my weapons defensively to create a ground for electricity.
And hope that it grounds easier through the metal than through the flesh. Sweet as.
Yes. Yep.
Cool. We'll see how effective that is with whatever.
So I'm going to actually go back to my human form here. So I'm going to return my power point.
Okay, so your human form will be no hit point damage. But you would have used, I don't know how many power points by now. Quite a lot, because you changed into the dragon, which was a lot.
I think I'm down to, like, the third. I had, like, somewhere around, like, 80 power points. 76 or something.
Yep, and you used the THWACK to change into...
I think I used 40 there. I didn't use a whole bunch more in the other ones because they were more smaller transformations.
Yeah. So, let's say well, I've got 14 on your table here, under power.
That's probably where I'm at then.
Okay,
14.
so that's all cool. So you know what you've got to be careful with that. Because if you go to 0, you become fatigued.
My hit points go back to 60.
So your hit points are fine. It's just your power points aren't that healthy at the moment.
Well, I don't use a lot of power points, so...
Yep. Unless you transform. Big. So you can change it to any... I think it's your transformation is just... It's not power points, is it? It's just...
Oh, it's only an action.
An action, and as long as you don't change size, it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, if I don't, like, make it, like, abnormally big, yeah.
Okay, righto. Ice Rider, I would have thought that at this stage you would have been at your maximum because you've had several rounds to do that. So,
here's an idea. Yeah. Can we roll an ice boulder down the stairs in front of us?
Up to you. How do you want to step forward? Azrael, you're the one in the lead. How do you want to go?
I'm all for rolling an ice boulder down the stairs in front of us. For like a basketball-sized fucking chunk of ice that I can throw down there. See if it triggers anything else in front of us.
Okay, well, you ask Ice Rider.
Come on, help me out, Ice Rider. No.
And he's thinking... Oh, here we go. Oh, yep. So you're happy to produce a ice-sized chunk of, a basketball-sized chunk of ice for him? Okay. Radio, where you go, Azrael, sorry.
Yeah, I'll just throw it down the stairs in front of me.
Okay, it goes down the stairs. What you see around about 20 feet down the stairs, this time it's not electricity, this is like a huge gout of flame that takes care of most of the ice. Ice Rider, you'll understand that this is not normal flame, because normal flame, yes, it would have produced some melting, but this is pretty intense flame somehow because it's reduced your basketball thing down to the size of a softball. And that was a hard piece of ice you created.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yep. We can hear you.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna turn back to Ice Rider and be like, you better keep making those just in case.
Okay, so you move down to a couple of feet in front of where the ice was, or is, or melting. What are you doing when you get to that point?
Preferably throwing another one of those ice balls down the next set of stairs.
Okay. You throw it. It goes like goes for like 5 feet, and you activate the thing again. You go zack, and like it's right in front of you. You feel the heat. It's quite intense. Take off 3 power points. It's just like that sort of sucking power of heat from you. It's all Azrael. No one else is close enough to it, but like it hasn't. This one hasn't seemingly deactivated like the electrical one did.
Well, I'm out of ideas. Anyone else got any ideas? Yes, you are an ice cube maker.
What are you guys doing?
Tara is actually going to take one of her chains and I'm going to try to.
I'm gonna take a few steps back from where the fire was.
Okay.
Actually, I want to ask Ice Rider to create a ball of ice so that I can actually use my chain to wrap it and throw it down the hallway a little further and faster.
Okay.
All right. I just need to stop for a while as I make it.
Rightio.
Bigger than your head.
There you go. Okay, so you do that. You fling it down the stairwell. Again, roughly 5 feet from where Azrael was standing, the gout of flames comes out of the side of the wall.
So it's coming out from the same spot each time?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
This doesn't seem to be a one-off sort of trap.
Can I tell if it's like chemical fire or magical?
Do you have an ability to discern that?
Maybe you could tell by the scent.
Maybe, but
Because if it's chemical, you'll smell the chemicals in the air. While if it's magic, you probably won't.
Tara would have the knowledge to do that because of my alchemy, so I would know if it was a magical fire.
Okay, so can you give me an intelligence check on a d20, please? Oh no. What is your intelligence, please, Tara?
Just a second, I'm trying to pull it up here.
While they're doing that,
Intelligence is a 14.
14. So you need to roll an 11 or less on a d20. Yes, fracture.
13. Didn't quite make it.
Okay, didn't quite make it.
now that I actually know magic, can I basically see if this is a spell or the aura of a spell? Since I know how magic is supposed to work.
You know how casting magic works. Yeah, you know how casting magic works, but that's about it. So this one would need to have someone behind the wall casting that spell every time for you to have any sort of...
And that's the doubt.
You're not aware of that at the moment. You're not aware of that happening.
Where the flames came out, can we see like a nozzle or a residual burn?
How close does somebody want to get there?
I'll go. I'm ice.
Okay. Ice Rider clunks down. Clunks down. Ice Rider,
actually, I have a question. Is the wall actually solid, or is it brick?
Some sort of stony metal sort of stuff. You're not quite sure.
On. Before we continue, exactly what's happening? Because there's been a lot of talking.
Okay, so you were heading down the central stairwell of the Black Tower.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
We're heading down, right?
Yep, you've passed one trap, which seemed to be of an electrical nature, which hit some of your first members by accident. And now you've been stopped by this flaming trap of some sort. And when the electrical thing went off, the captive said, "Oh my God, they've turned on the defenses."
Now I try
Can I ask the guy if he knows what kind of defense this is?
Ice right is going down.
Yep.
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna.
I don't have
Okay,
any
so
freaking
you're
plot
asking what
points.
sort of defenses?
No, I'm gonna ask him if he
And-
knows how this particular defense works.
He says it's all part of the warlord's magic.
Okay, so it is magic.
He doesn't tell us much because that's how he makes sure that you're loyal to him.
Can I try? Okay, can I? Okay, yeah. Can I try a spell? Well, after Ice Rider goes, I don't want to. I want to walk over him.
Hmm.
I want to step on his action. But after Ice Rider goes, I want to try something.
No, go, because all I was going to do was walk in it and hope that my ice doesn't keep me from getting fried. Like,
Okay.
there's no plan to it.
Knock yourself out. While you're doing that, I am
Oh, no, I
going
stopped. Because everyone seems to, make a plan first.
Huh?
Mine's
Yep.
just
Okay,
doing something and
I'm
hope it works out.
Taro actually.
I'm going to
wants
try and I'm going to try and using magic
Hmm.
counter. Well, shoot, I'm a kid. I know what counter spells are. I've seen witch movies. Like Bewitched. I'm going to try and cast a spell that will counter or deflect the magic that is happening down the hallway.
Okay, so several things. First of all, Fracture, do you have any more inventing or plot points left?
I don't know.
Have a look on your character sheet and see if you've got any left, matey. Then I can sort of work with that with you. So, Jacob, I need you to give me another D20, 11 or less. No. You can't make out... yeah, they would have been lovely. Unfortunately, your alchemic knowledge is not up to whatever this substance is. It is, you do understand, well, not that you understand, you do believe that it is a strange mixture of stone and metal. So someone with greater alchemic knowledge has worked this.
So what I actually want to do is I want to absorb knowledge from the captive here to see if I can get from him what he doesn't want to tell us.
Okay. Rightio.
Not his memory, just his
Good.
knowledge.
Yep. No, that's all cool. So,
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab some more coffee.
Oh my God, you're gonna lobotomize this poor man.
no,
My sheet says 4.8 or 4 or
Is
no.
that how many you've got left?
No, it said use 4, so I
Use
guess
4?
that's 0.8.
So you got 0.8. So you can try this. What is actually going to effectively happen is you're going to try your new powers in a unique and different way. Instead of affecting
Right.
you, you're going to try to affect something else.
Right. Oh.
Okay. So you've got, if you do this, you have got 80% chance of being able to utilize the point. If that doesn't happen, you've lost it all. If that does happen, then you've got a percentage chance that I know of it actually working, and then you can apply and use the PowerPoints and all that sort of stuff to use it. So that's the sort of process that's going to happen mechanically.
Okay, mechanically.
Yeah. The effect will be something very nice, but I can't tell you that unless you're successful.
So what do I do? Roll a D100?
No, I'll be doing all that, but I just want to know, is that what you want to do before I do it?
Yes, that exactly. Yep. Hey,
okay.
Well, you know her.
Okay, so you've used up the 0.8 and you've been successful, which now means that we have to apply your power. Taro, during this time, I need you to give me a D20 roll. Hang on a second, please. A D20 roll. You can use your accuracy bonus and add that to 9. What level is Taro?
3.
3. Add another 1 to that from level difference between you and the target.
15 or lower.
You lobotomized the poor man.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, cool. And now I just need to see Okay, rightio. So there is some initial deflection to your like absorbing. So that would indicate to you that either there's some sort of training or some sort of inhibiting field of some sort of nature. You won't get all the information you want, but there's something that is blocking your power slightly. What
While
you
I'm
do
trying to
get
absorb
is
her, I
that
am trying to
this
talk it
man
out.
knows that when the defenses are activated, you don't go down any stairwells, because that is where they primarily are, to stop anyone from gaining entrance into the bowels of the tower. You can instantaneously know where he knows, and you know he's never been there, but he knows the rough area of where you're looking for these items, because he knows where the items of power and the items that are important to the warlord are kept. So you instantaneously know, like,
Okay.
visually, how to get almost all the way there, but then there's, it's through these doors and in this general direction. The last sort of phase of it is not clear to you because he doesn't know it himself.
Okay.
But he could get you there, with all those memories. You'll know usually what sort of guards are where. You'll know usually. Don't forget, this place is in a bit of an uproar right now.
Right.
You know that you've got about another 70 odd feet vertically to go down before you get to the first possible doorway that you can actually leave this, and that means you'll have to either you actually need to go a lot further down, about 150 feet, to get to where he can actually, that information can actually be used for you.
Okay. Is there any way that I want to try to persuade him to get us an alternate route to where we need to go, like a safe route?
You know all the routes. You got that information off him. You've absorbed his memories. The problem is, most of those routes require using one of the set of stairs, and you know from his memories that when the defenses are activated, you can't use the stairs. You are literally, something's going to end up taking you out. That's in his mind. Yeah. Of course, he doesn't have your powers or the group's powers.
Right.
But he doesn't actually know all the defenses.
Okay.
And like you said, that's how the warlord keeps everyone in line, because they don't know what's going to kill them.
So I'm actually going to suggest to Ice Rider that, look, I'm going to tell him we got about another 150 feet to go here from his memories. I think maybe the safest way to do this would to make an ice slide out of the entire stairwell here, quite thick to maybe, block any issues coming through the walls here, and just slide us down with G-Girl's gravity power, so we can get down as fast as possible without wasting.
And as you do that, Fracture, give me a D20 roll. And go low.
Okay, give me just a second, please.
Yep. D20 roll. Add your any accuracy stuff. I'll check that up for you while you. Accuracy +4. So make your roll and add 4 to the number. I take 4 off the target number. No, I add 4 to the target number. Yeah. So when you're ready.
Okay. You said D20?
D20, and I'll do the mechanics. Yeah. But you want low as possible.
7?
7 is good enough. Okay. As you guys are talking through your plan, suddenly Fracture sort of quips up in her youthful, exuberant sort of state, says, "Look what I'm doing! Look what I'm doing!" She's actually transubstantiated the trap. So you can see the first 4 inches of flame coming out of it, and then there's this huge gap, and then the flame starts again further over.
What do you mean?
That's pretty handy.
She's facing
Essentially, there's
the
a corridor in between the two. Right.
Okay.
There is a narrow corridor between the two that you should all be able to fit through, as long as she can maintain her concentration to maintain the power.
Wow! This is so cool.
Is the flame like taking up the entire hallway as it's coming out, other than that little corridor?
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
the flame comes out from the wall for about 4 inches. Then instead of continuing, it disappears for about 3 feet, and then it reappears as if it's coming out of that part of the wall and goes for its normal distance, but it's moved. It's been shoved aside to the left. So
It's like a portal.
So
You basically did a mini.
what I'm asking is if it's from the floor to the ceiling, or at the flame.
No, it's from the wall, the side of the wall to the other side of the
The
wall.
other side of the wall. It's
Yeah,
across
this-
the path.
Yeah,
as
it's
opposed-
across, not
yeah.
up and down. Yeah, it's across. It's horizontal as opposed to vertical.
Okay, well, Tara, I want to check with my 2 chains. I actually want to check the ceiling and floor before we walk across it for any additional traps.
Okay, so you sort of fling them out, and that's okay. You do notice that one of your chains just does manage to touch some of the flame. As you pull it out, it's actually melted that link.
Can I actually try to accurately hit the ceiling and floor here?
Oh, you do that, and that's fine. But I'm just saying that as you're pulling it back, you accidentally drag your part of your chain through it. So you can tell that even though you don't know what it is with your alchemic knowledge, you know that
It's hot
this has
enough to melt
been
metal.
yeah.
So like the end, like it didn't like break my chain in 2 or anything.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to put your chain in because you'd melt it straight away, pretty much.
Well, I was going through the gap that she had to stay away from the
Yep, no, that's all
fire,
cool.
so-
That's all cool. Yeah. So that just sort of tells you what's there. Okay, guys, do you all move through?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, radio. And I'm going to say that actually cost you a power point. I know your power normally uses just movement, but because you're actually moving a substance, in this case flame, that's going to cost you a power point.
Okay.
Fracture.
Okay.
This is not a new power, but you have stunted a new power. So when you get to go up a level, you can try to use the thing to make that a permanent power.
Cool.
Unfortunately, you don't have any more plot points where
Yeah, I can't. I can't try any more weirdo stuff. Gotcha.
Not at the moment, no. But anyway. Okay, guys, you continue down and you're all doing your checking as best you can. So I would like Azrael, Taro, and G-Girl to give me percentage rolls, please. And you want low numbers.
Yeah, we
Cool.
are still
I
throwing
thought it was,
ice cubes in front of us.
Cool.
Oh,
Okay, so it's the ice that's actually activating stuff. You go down about another 20 feet, and this trap fires a whole lot of around about 2-inch thick steel sharpened barbs around about 3 feet in length, and they are fired with such force that they embed themselves on the opposite wall.
Wow. Let's hope that gravity field protects the team.
I got a random question. Is this tower like just a stairwell, or are there like interior rooms in it?
So it's a stairwell
well,
that leads down, and we actually. I
Caro
know
can tell you that you're in the central stairwell. So this stairwell is around about 20 feet in diameter. It travels about 150 to 160 feet. It actually goes down deeper, but 150 is where you want to get to from the top. There are other stairwells about the tower. This just happens to be the central one.
Yeah, but what I want to know is, could we just smash through a wall and then smash through like floors all the way down to the bottom?
From
about what the
Taro,
walls are made of?
if you ask Taro, Taro would say that is probably not going to happen unless you have some amazing power.
I look at this
And
interior, I'm like,
short of
that's
me-
off.
short of me going ahead using my gravity and bringing the whole tower down.
Which might not be a good idea since you're in it now.
True.
Yeah.
We'll do that if we
That
start
word,
losing that enough.
So, what are you guys doing about this next trap?
I'll throw in that ice cube to see if it's a repeating trap, of course.
Okay, you throw in, it goes again. These metal pieces pierce into the other metal pieces. Like, arrow into arrow.
Ah.
So not only
Really?
are they powered with incredible power, but they're also highly precision targeting sort of things.
Okay, so I take it this is triggered when the ice cube hits the floor.
No,
Or is
no,
it
when
like-
the ice cube passes a certain point in the steps.
Okay.
So it's not a, it's what's your intelligence, Hazriel?
12.
Okay, roll a d20 and get an 11 or less. You're up front, so you might. Okay, right. You come to the realization that these traps aren't like the traditional step on this thing and you activate the trap stuff. These traps are totally activated by location. You just have to move through a specific location and you activate the trap.
No, it begs the differ. How fast do they reactivate from the initial? Maybe we could.
It's very fast because you haven't really been able to see any actual diminish. You know, doesn't seem to be much in the way of a delay at all, if any.
All right. Shoot. It's not like we can freaking control our density somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Or if
we
we
like
try to freeze it into place.
Yeah.
Worth trying.
Actually, I don't know how strongly you could actually freeze things in order, like, to freeze the air.
Well,
Well,
I assume
you
it'd
do-
be like put a coating of ice along the wall they come out of.
No, I don't. I can try it, but I think it'd be too weak. My eyes, because it sounds like these things can pass through stone.
Mm-hmm. They can pierce through stone. Well, it's the stone metal stuff, I should say, and metal because it's embedding itself in the end of the other shaft.
Metal can bend, but I was wondering that maybe we could just freeze it in place, freeze the thing that's making it crash
Okay.
to each other.
Rightio. You can try applying your powers and like creep so to speak, creep the ice into the whole device. Make your okay. I'm going to say that's a special attack with a -2 on the attack roll. So your ice powers are 14, -2 is 12, plus any accuracies.
How much ice do you want to use? Because maybe I could compress the ice.
He controls ice, so he knows, he's got that feel for it. So
That's why I'm asking.
yeah.
Just roll twice.
Well,
I've got an accuracy modifier of +3, damage of 2.
Rightio. So as far as you're concerned, Ice Rider, you believe you've gummed up the works.
At that, if I think Tara's gonna think that.
And that was an ice blast, right? Or ice powers?
Ice creation. Sorry, Jacob.
So seeing Ice Rider actually plug up seemingly plug up the holes.
Well, he does. Well, he's not actually plugging up the holes. He's actually creeping the ice in to gum up the machinery, if there is any, and the ice sort of rises to the hole.
Yep. So
he's
Tara's
made a
mentioning
solid ice.
her superior agility to try to move through quickly and safely while he's doing this.
Okay. So you move through. You will hear something grind, I guess is the best word. As Tara's on the other side, but something moved. Do you want to have a look at anything closely, Ice Rider?
No, I was just asking
Yeah.
if I'm using PowerPoints or movement.
Okay. When you create ice, when you attack, you create ice, eh?
When I attack.
Yep.
Points.
Yeah. So that's how this power is working at the moment. So whatever you use, if that's a PowerPoint or whatever.
That would be 5 per blast. So.
Okay. So you use 5 points to do this. Yeah. Do you want to have a close look at what's the result of what's just happened or not?
Sorry, say that again?
Do you want to see what's happened to the ice, given that something's gone grind?
Yeah, but I'm not sticking my eyeball through the hole.
No, that's okay. What's your intelligence, please?
9. I think it's low.
Okay, so roll a d20. Give me a 10 or less.
Yeah, it's a 10. So
Anyway, I'm gonna have to kill the gravity protections in order to conserve my PowerPoint.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, as far as you can tell, Ice Rider, it hasn't affected your plug, if you like.
all right.
So, anyone going past the device?
Tara's already passed.
I've got armor and I'm already
Wait,
dead.
I'm going
So
through.
I'll move.
Here's the question. Since I know this trap will like trigger when I go past a certain point, could I absorb its attack if I intended to?
You mean with your shield?
Well, I can absorb
Yep.
physical attacks, can't I? And put it into my shield like energy pool?
Yep.
And I know it's going to happen because I've already seen it go off, so could I do that?
You can. Just remember your absorption takes an action, so if you need to do anything else, you're stuck with not being able to do anything else. But you can.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'll just
cool.
walk in there, I'll be ready to absorb the spares if they come out.
Okay, so
Tara's
first
actually
of all,
ready.
Ice Rider, you go through. Again, you get another grinding. Can I ask everyone to give me a percentage roll, please?
Everyone?
Everyone?
Tara's already moved past.
Everyone?
Okay.
Even the people who have passed, yeah.
Oh my god, I get all the high rolls at the moment.
Awesome. So Andy, if you can give me a roll, please. Okay, and Centurion, I'm not quite sure what your detect is.
Oh.
Okay, radio.
What tech
Okay,
are you looking
no,
for?
I've got it. I've looked it up, so that's all cool. So, okay. Who's third across?
I'll go.
Okay. Radio, you rock across. There's another grinding. Everyone, give me another percentile, please. Okay, cool. G-Girl, cool. So I can tell you now, G-Girl, you can actually see that whatever's happening, some of the ice has been like shattered and is being forced out of the plug.
Jeez.
Not a lot, but like, you know, it's like salted the
It's
ground
being,
a little bit.
it's being squeezed out.
It's like it's been tiny little bits have been moved out.
All right,
Tara's
I'm
actually
gonna tell.
gonna grab the
I'm saying. I'm telling everybody, run now. Because
Can I see this happening?
it's gonna fail.
Yeah. Because G-Girls warned you guys.
Well, I rolled a 7. I was wondering if there was anything extra.
Good idea.
Shoot.
So
I'm
Centurion,
I'm flying through really fast, considering.
And I'm
I
basically
think
going to just be using my shield to deflect anything that does eventually get shot out at me. But I'll
okay,
be bringing up the
rightio.
rear to try and cover
I
and
can-
guard.
Okay, so Fracture, you're not actually using your power to get yourself across here.
Oh, I can't? Okay.
No,
No,
I say
you can.
I'm asking you.
You don't want
I
to
don't
do
mean
your
flying.
teleport thing.
It would make this quicker if you could just, displace yourself.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that Evil Mage Guy probably has teleport
Oh,
defenses
you know
in his
what?
tower.
I just separate, sending each part,
Yeah.
each of my parts, my body parts forward.
Exactly.
Ping,
So
ping, ping,
you,
ping, ping,
you
ping,
find
ping.
yourself on the other side. There is a groin. This time everyone who's looking can see the ice definitely come out. Aziel, you stand in front almost, ready to hopefully absorb whatever's coming your way.
No, why I didn't?
Well, if no
Centurion,
one else
you're
is still
getting ready
crossing,
to
I'm
move
not gonna say
past.
that.
Yep. So here we go. Hit, 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 and hit.
Ouch.
Okay. No, he's got the action to absorb it all because it all happens in one hit. You absorb. You remember you got to take 1 point of damage from each one of these, eh? And you got a 1% chance each time they hit you that you will fall unconscious.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you absorb 1. So you can't include that in your PowerPoint total because that's the one that you had to take. You absorb 1 point of power because that's 2 lots of 1s. You absorb 7 points of power plus the 1 from before, and you absorb another 7 points of power. So let's see what happens to you being unconscious. You've lost 4 hit points.
Hey, Steve, does the gravity protections, since we were trying to rush, since this was the last round, I was going to actually keep it active, help him in any way?
He wouldn't want you to do that. He needs to take the damage.
Yeah, he's trying. He wants to get hit.
Yeah. And luckily enough for you, Azrael, you are not unconscious. You've just taken
100 mean I'm extra conscious?
Extra conscious.
Yeah,
I'm really awake.
Clearly conscious of what you just did.
Seriously, during the last, like, holy shit, that was a bad idea.
Okay, and
how much power was that?
Centurion. It just takes an action. If those attacks had come on several different phases, you would have been stuffed because you could only have absorbed one of them, but they all happen at once. Okay,
So
Centurion. Sorry, Centurion, you have both of them have impacted. I need you to give me a deflect roll. And how we're going to do that is hand to hand, which is 5 plus, what's your level now?
3.
3?
No,
okay.
4, aren't we?
4? Okay, that's 0. Plus any accuracies you've got.
11, I think. No, sorry.
11?
Because I don't have my natural weaponry on them because it's the shield. So plus 8.
That would be your natural accuracy modifier, your 2.
No, I've got natural weaponry, which of course is
my
martial arts training, so that doesn't count. So it's plus 8.
Sorry. You don't have to roll. Sorry, only I have to because you use movement to use the deflect. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so where you use it to direct and attack into the wall or back into the device?
Oh, back into the device. Why not?
Okay, so now you need to give me a 2 to hit rolls, please, with your accuracy bonus. So that's 5 plus 2 plus nothing. 7s to get them to go into the wall. No special attacks, just a flat 7 for each one.
Oh, not including my heightened expertise though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I said, my thing would be plus 8 if I was getting everything that wasn't my natural weaponry.
Okay. Well, your base number is 5 plus. If your heightened weaponry is with every single weapon, add it to the top.
Yeah, it's every single weapon, including of all things guns.
Okay, that's so cool. So 5 plus 12, 17 or less to fling them back into the mechanism. Yep. Roll 2d10. Okay, you definitely, it's not looking terribly good with the ice and 2 of the shafts back inside the mechanism. It's probably going to be okay for you guys if you have to come back this way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if we have
guys.
to go back, if we have to get out of here in a hurry, I'm just going to blast the wall.
There's still some... Taro, you can tell him that these walls are very thick and are created from magic. So be careful with the interplay of gravity, which is science, and magic, which is possibly
that's
science.
my forte.
Yeah.
I'm a techno mage. Yeah.
Right. Okay, rightio. So you continue down. Taro, you're in front. When are you expecting the next trap to possibly be?
So I'm actually going to change into a gecko, and I'm going to hit the top. I'm going to hit the roof here. It seems everything just keeps coming out of the walls. So I'm going to try to get not in the middle of the roof, but more like on the corner, the edge of the wall and the roof.
So you climb up the wall, and then you go on the above stair spiral that's above the group. So you're about 10 feet above the group. Sorry, you're about from the bottom of the stairs below you. You're about 12 feet above. Yeah, so you're about 5-6 feet above the group, and you're a gecko. So human-sized gecko, moving slowly down the spiral. So you're going to use powers to shrink.
I thought it was only powers to go bigger.
No, and to go smaller. So 1 power point will get you half the size of you. 2 power points will get you a quarter of the size of you.
How many can I get down to the actual size of a gecko?
The 3 points perhaps would be what you'd need. So 6 to 3 to 1.5 to about 8 inches. Yeah, 3 points.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Cool. Okay.
I'm definitely not going anything human size in this damn stairwell.
Cool. Okay. So it does take you. You do move slower, but that's you going down that way. That's all cool. So you move down that way. Nothing seems to activate as you carry on moving down that way. The rest of the group, how are you moving down?
Ice cube throwing.
I small heaven.
Well, I
Sorry,
only pay.
Best game of
flying
Snowball
down.
Sunday you've ever seen.
So, Azrael, what were you doing? Sorry.
Throwing ice cubes.
Throwing. Okay. And then, like, are you purposely walking forward, hoping that you've got the one action to capture the damage? Is that what you're doing?
Oh yeah, I'm constantly ready to absorb stuff too.
Okay. I take it, Centurion, you're going to keep on trying to deflect.
That's pretty much it. I'm just keeping an eye out for
Okay.
anything physical being flung at us.
Rightio. Fracture, are you going to keep on using your power to get you
Oh
past
yeah, I'm gonna keep fracturing my way down the hallway.
Okay. So that leaves G-Girl and Ice Rider. How are you guys and the captive, how are they getting past the things?
Yikes.
I'm okay. I had to turn off the gravity power because I'm concerned about being able to have enough power to handle the movement down there. So I'm flying down though because I only pay 1 point per hour.
Okay. So you're flying down with your gravity, which does give you automatically the gravity defense. And how much invulnerability do you have?
Well, the invulnerability resets every turn, so I'm at 20 still.
20. Okay, so you're going down slowly to make sure you maximize your protection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ice
If
Rider,
need be, as far as the captive goes, I'll basically, sort of drag him through using my body as a shield where possible.
Oh, cool.
So he's between the both of us. Like we're on either side of him, shielding him.
Right. So guys, what I'm going to say to quicken this up, by using your powers in this manner, you guys are able to get through most of the traps. There's lots of different varied and nasty ones. There's crunchy traps, there's small spear traps, there's gaseous traps, there's more lightning, there's some sort of weird energy traps, but you manage to get through them all. What I'm going to say, Azrael, how many hit points are you on at the moment?
21.
Okay, you're going to have lost 10 hit points, but you are going to have gained, damn those low numbers. What's that? That's another 8. 16. 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 26. 28, 30. 31, 36, 45 extra power points to power off your psionic defense. Okay?
Jeez.
But you are low on hit points. It's taking you quite a toll on you. Ice Rider, you would have had to go quite slow to make sure that you could keep re-upping your armor by the time you get to roughly where you expect to trap.
Yep.
So while it takes you a bit of time, everyone actually gets down there. And your captive, you're at the door. It appears to be locked. But Taro, you know how to open it. So you grab his hand, you place it over a certain symbol, and the door magically opens and allows you entry.
Yeah.
Inside, there is chaos. That's the only way to say it. You guys appear and you've got a whole lot of people running around in chaos.
So I'm still in gecko form.
Yep.
I actually want to crawl in the ceiling and kind of stay concealed.
Well, cool. No problem.
Blend in.
Yep, that's okay. The rest of you enter the room.
Yep.
It's a biggish chamberish room. Taro, again, you know that this is not the garrison room. You could have told people what to expect, sort of thing. You're going to have to head to the left to head towards where you believe you need to be. And you guys seem to be the calmest ones here. There are soldiers running everywhere. They don't seem to be worried about you. Some people are gathering stuff and trying to find a way out. There's the odd idiot who sort of ducks out the door you've come in, and you hear one of those traps go off, and you think, okay, another one dead. You only need to activate your shield when you use...
When I walk into that room,
it's a reactionary shield. Maybe you don't have to activate it. As long as you're not unconscious or not taken by surprise, you can activate it any time. It just uses, I think, movement.
Tara wants to see if I can find any alternative routes through, rather than that door, through the building.
Okay, so you crawl over a little bit. You guys can see, you guys can see the gecko carry on moving around. You guys are sort of tracking your bearing. Taro, can you please give me a D20 roll? Okay. One sec. Nope. Okay. We're going to go into initiative, unfortunately. What happened? There is a sudden breeze. And towards the end of the sudden breeze, there is this sort of flash of movement, I guess is the only way to sort of say it. And before you see a dark blue woman, slim, about 5'4" tall, glowing blue skin, with a dark blue and black costume with a lightning bolt motif. She doesn't seem to be able to standing still. Yeah, still.
Shit.
Yep, you might want to say it again.
Shit.
So we are going to go into...
with feeling.
Oh, just for a refresher, guys, this is the Queen of the Dark Kingdom.
Yeah.
No, you're kidding. Really?
So my agility is a 27, but I get a plus 17 for that, right? So it would be... No, I think the 27 is actually...
Somebody save me.
So I need you guys to roll
Remy Zero, the opening from Smallville, really?
Oh god, I can't believe I rolled that low.
No, it's a running gag because it's something that happened in the prior game before I came here.
Yeah. Guys.
Does anything happen when I get a crit on that roll?
No. It just means
I add myself
you get to go lots of times. Highlight your figurine and push initiative.
Oh, right.
Manual initiative in the bottom.
Yeah. Wow,
And
I went
that's
from
everyone?
33 to 25.
Well, 35.
Like, manually rolling.
I rolled like crap.
Oh, good gosh, you're... Jesus.
Sorry, descending.
Shit!
Okay,
Oh
rightio.
my god!
Nice, isn't it?
Well, when you're dealing with lightning, you're talking about dealing with agility and speed.
I should have just kept...
Oh, crap.
I just kept wandering in the desert.
Okay. Radio.
I don't...
I activate that first, and it doesn't take an action.
I couldn't have put it with her.
Then I'm going to try to detect hidden, just in case I do see Mr. Gecko.
So, as a
Which I don't.
refresher for you guys, since you already know this information, she's very fast, has a power to create lightning and can cast through objects. And if she touches you, she'll drain your life.
I don't like her.
Somebody
Knowledge previously.
used the man in front of us as a shield.
Radio. Here we go. So she is randomly going to pick those of you who are obviously not belonging here, not the gecko, because she can't see the gecko right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we go on a D10 divided by 2. She is hitting or aiming for Azrael. Okay, Azrael. So what she does is she fires at you some weird beam. You've never seen this before. But you feel, as soon as I can find my to hit chart, where the frick have I put that? Oh, I can't hit you. Oh, no. Oh, here it is. I found it. Lucky you. Okay.
Mummy, how's that lucky?
Is he still delivering now?
Not when we get to become a real angel.
Shit.
Whoa. Okay. Awesome power. Okay, rightio. So this is, so you can activate your defensive shield if you want to. It's entirely up to you. I've got to see if she hits you first. So let's see how she does in hitting you. So your level is what, sorry? 3?
Some reason my experience is in my level. Yeah, I think I'm level 3. I'm meant to be.
Cool. You only gets a +1 to hit you from that, which is really sad when you think about her level. But anyway, and the attack is as a interesting. I just have to look up the power. Sorry, guys, because it's given me an attack form that's actually not on the book. In the combat table. That's weird. It's as its own attack form. That's really weird. Yeah, let me have a look. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm going to have to say what it is. So, okay, I'm going to activate it as a paralysis ray. So that's 12 plus 1 is 13, and then I just need to add her accuracies, 7. So she misses you on a 20.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
God.
Oh, for the love of.
And she hits you.
Shit.
Can I shield against that or?
So you put up your shield, which is all totally cool.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't do anything.
I'm just about to tell you. I'm going to roll what it does. So she gets a damage modifier of that much. Here we go. And that all comes off your power pool. Your power pool, not your absorbed power pool for the shield.
Really? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I'll be happy she rolled one of those with a 1. That could have been really bad.
Yeah.
I'm running low on mana.
I'm just going to say it again. Shit.
Okay. So we
You're
go
a
down
quarter to the square jar.
Yeah. Taro, what are you up to apart from going shit?
So, Taro is actually going to, I actually want to see if there is somebody in the room that she's not paying attention to that I can actually go over and transform into. Well, no, never mind. I'm actually going to find it. I'm going to find a nice little corner and I'm going to camouflage myself and stay still as possible. I don't even want, I don't want none of this shit.
Okay.
Okay,
that's what Taro's doing. Awesome. Okay, Fracture, what are you up to?
Let's see. Actually, I am sort of going to take the same route, but not the hide and wait until everybody dies route that Taro seems to be taking. But I am going to transcendentulate myself behind something.
What about behind her?
Yeah, I
do
was
it.
thinking
Try to do
that,
it back
except for
again.
the fact I want to study her.
Okay,
I want to
fair
study
enough.
her
Fair enough.
movements so I can actually get a good aim on her. Because they said,
Okay,
according to tarot, she's extremely fast. So since
okay,
she's somebody, you have to be able to
fair enough.
know exactly how she moves before you attack. At least that's what
That's all
that's what
cool.
Fracture is thinking.
That's all cool. So Fracture transubstantiates yourself to basically move across the room to get some cover from a large sort of clothing cupboard of some sort, tool
Cool.
cupboard sort of thing. Okay, so that's what she does.
Okay.
And if you can change your initiative number, please.
I will do
Okay.
so right now.
She's back again.
Where is it? Where's it? Oh, there it is.
So she'll use 2 PowerPoints, and she'll go for Azrael again.
Oh god.
And she hits. And this time, she takes 29 of your PowerPoints.
Like -2.
Okay, so this is what happens, Maddie. You lose the 2 power. You go down. No, you don't go down. Sorry, you lose 2 hit points.
Steve, does she have to do any kind of like weird body movements to cast her lightning that we can see?
Yeah, that's
She's
what I'm
not-
trying to see.
She's
If
not
she,
actually
if
casting
she,
lightning. She is doing something else.
what is she doing? How is she hitting him?
That's
Is that like a power
some
coming
sort
out of her?
some sort of weird ray.
Right? Is she having to
You
do
are
anything
not
to
unconscious,
activate it?
Azrael. She is casting some sort of weird purple light at him. It's not lightning.
With her
Some
hand,
sort of-
or is it just emanating from her?
It's coming up, emanating from her hand. Yep. Azrael, you are now what's called fatigued, which means you can only do half move. You actually don't have, the only thing you can activate is your shield because you still have the PowerPoint saved in that. If you attack, apart from your first action in the round, you've got to spend PowerPoints, which you don't have, which means you'll be using your hit points.
So I can't do anything.
You can, basically, you're down to 1 action every round, and you've only got half movement. Yeah, you can only act once in a round because you don't pay for that with any PowerPoints, and you don't, which means you don't have to pay for that with any hit points. So you can still use your sword if you need to.
But I couldn't use my blinding thing.
You could try. Well, that's within the sword, isn't it? Or is that within you accessing the sword?
Well, it's 17 charges.
That's within the sword, which means you can use that. Yeah, you can use that as much as you want. Yeah. Okay, so that's the lovely lady. And she goes down to a 12. Centurion and Azrael, you two are up next. So which one of you wants to do anything?
Can I blind her without hitting my allies?
Okay, so remember, it's a burst. So you'd have to get over to him somehow. And then like narrow the burst down to like, because you can control the area, it can just be a partial part of an inch. So it's just like, 3 feet diameter from the sword sort of thing. It's up to you. But you're going to have
Can
to
I
move
walk
over
over to do that in one turn, or will I like...
Yeah, no, you've got the movement.
Okay, I'm going to do that then.
Okay. So you move over and you make a light attack, trying to temporarily blind her. Okay, so that's an 8 minus, give me a second, not affected by that power, which is cool. 8 plus your accuracies, and the level difference is you get a -3 on her.
Oh god.
And plus your accuracies, don't forget. So 5 plus any accuracies you have.
I'm not sure I have any accuracies.
Well, don't forget your sword has accuracies built into it, I believe. Your sword has a +2 to hit, so that goes on any of its powers, sort of thing.
What does AX2 mean?
Say that again.
AX2 is written here in the.
Agility times 2 is the range
Okay.
or the radius. It can go up to.
Okay, I'll.
So you basically got a 7 plus any accuracies, which is a 1, which means you backed up to an 8.
So roll the d20.
Yep.
Fingers
Cross
crossed.
fingers.
8 or less.
Cross everything, and you hit. Now she can't actually. This is one of your few powers she can't defend against. So,
The speed won't blind.
Yeah, and a person who's got speed doesn't do terribly well while they're temporarily blinded. Okay, now she's got to save her endurance as a percentage to recover. So she is now blinded for the rest of the round. Blinded means that she is at a penalty of -4 to hit, and at a bonus for everyone else of a +4 to be hit.
Right. Well, while he's going for a light attack, I'm going for a heavy attack and aiming with the spear to crack her on the back of the head.
Ouch.
We could go for breaking a leg, you know.
Okay, so Centurion, you're up.
Like I
There you
said,
go.
so whilst he was using a light attack, I'm going for a heavy attack, going to crack her on the back of the head with a spear.
No,
Get it?
that's all
Light,
cool.
heavy.
Good old light heavy combo.
Yes, very much so.
The old light
So
heavy combo.
your level is 4.
Yep.
You get a -2 to hit her. The level difference.
So plus 11 because I've actually got a bonus of +3 with the spear.
+5
And was
hand
it
to hand,
4?
basic.
She's blind as well, isn't she?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a. What did you say I was at? A -2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'd say
I am
it's like
at
a 20's
a
gonna miss.
plus 15 -2 plus 13. So yeah, 19 or 20 misses.
Okay, make your roll.
Oh my god.
Hang on, I need to work that out properly.
Okay, that's all cool.
He rolled twice. Was he meant to roll twice?
Yeah, because I'm
He's
hitting the
attacking her in
head.
the head. Trying to increase the chance of knocking her out.
Yep.
Oh.
Because instead of times the percentage of the damage you do, it's times the
Yeah,
percentage of the damage you do times
Sorry,
4.
+3 and +9 is +12, not +11.
Okay, so you hit her. Well, you would have. Unfortunately, she's non-corporal, which reduces your attack by, or increases your attack number by 5.
Non-corporal. That means
You
she's
miss her.
kind of.
So
Yeah.
you actually get to know that you, by the fact that your spear passes straight through her.
Right.
But this
Never
is
mind
good
my
knowledge to know. Yeah. Okay, Jiggle.
All right. You know what?
I'm starting to whistle this talk.
I
spear.
don't feel like dealing with her at all. So I'm going to use
Incorporeal, by the way.
I mean, despite her incorporeal self, gravity still affects her, as far as I know. So I'm going to go ahead and do 6 inch. I'm going to go ahead and use my. I'm going to attempt to use my gravity control in a way that I did once before.
Actually,
Yep.
no. Gravity doesn't
I'm going to
affect
basically put
incorporeal.
her center of gravity and do negative G's to
Yep.
expel out from her center. I believe
So
I had
she's
that
gonna
written up.
go-
I had, well, she's not going to go anywhere except for the fact that her body's basically trying to expand out from the gravity well in the center. It's going to be particularly nasty. Actually, let me impact.
Yeah. So
That's ruthless.
just first of all, Archie, has Jiggle ever done this before? Has she got that
Gravity
power? 'Cause I don't
attraction
remember doing
repulsion. Yeah, we did. I did it a while back. I spent a PowerPoint on. I did a PowerPoint on that before. I
Okay.
just never actually done it again. The only thing now is I don't have any more plot points.
that. Okay.
I don't know if it's
So
so.
you've done it. You've done it once before.
Yeah.
Have you actually actioned that as a constant, as a full-term power, or you've only actioned it once before with a plot point?
I only actioned it once before with a plot point.
Okay.
I never actually
So-
bought it.
Okay, that's cool. So unfortunately, unless you've got a plot point to try to power it, you can't do it again.
All right. So you know what? Don't
Yeah.
nix that. Then I'm just going to go ahead and attempt to apply
Heavy
6
or
G's
light,
on
man?
her.
6 Gs. Awesome.
I tell you,
Okay.
I want to nip it in the bud. So I'm going to move towards her, try to put her focus on me. And
Yeah,
I see
so
the
you're
fight
fifth
thing
level?
is, so yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's a -2 for level difference, +4 for being blind, +2. Your accuracy of,
+3.
so that's 5. And then her non-corporal becomes a 0 defense versus your gravity control, so it's a 5.
5 or less?
5 or less, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yep. Non-corporal is the perfect defense against gravity powers.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yep.
Yeah, but gravity still has to reacts with her molecules, even if it's can go through.
But the thing is,
kind of like how the Earth would hold an atmosphere.
Earth can only, G-Will can only affect her on a very low number now instead of on a whatever the high number would have been.
Okay, so it can still.
It's harder to hit her with it because she's dispersed.
Much harder because because her molecules are less affected by gravity than normal.
And they're less effective in the real world. So we're down to Centurion. If you can change your initiative, please. Ice Rider, you're up next. Just before.
Well, Taro, doesn't Taro get another turn?
After 20.
After.
And I held an action, so.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. And plus you're hiding like that
somewhere.
coward.
Yeah.
Actually, Steve, I'm just going to declare now, as when I held that action before my 20 here. After Ice Rider actually attacks here, before my turn, I'm going to try to transform into her.
No, don't do that!
Okay, remember, matey, your power isn't shapeshift into people, it's shapeshift into animals, I think is what you chose.
No, I have a transform disguise.
Oh, do you?
You may want to let me go first.
That's what I'm saying, I'm letting you go first. As you attack, I am actually going to transform / disguise.
Good, I'm using
equals cost 2 inch movement due to body change and 4 power, 70 feet away.
Cool. All good.
So it's my mutant power.
More like you were hiding to me.
I was trying to think my way through this, because if I just went like, I'm going to go to a snake and wrap around her, it's going to like zap.
Steve, can I?
Yeah. Yes, Slid.
Can I do my paralysis ray on her?
You can try, sir. So its attack is an ice power, which is 14. Non-corporalness.
No, it's a paralysis ray.
A paralysis ray? Cool. Which means her non-corporalness is not affected. So it's still a flat 12. Your level is 4. You get a -2 to hit her, so that's a 10, plus any accuracies, plus the 4.
3 plus 4, which is 7.
So 17 or less will hit her. Now, if you wanted to try to do what Centurion was trying to do, you can try to hit her with that power in her head twice. But what does the power do?
It knocks him out.
Oh, just not so. Okay, so it actually...
It doesn't do any damage.
It just knocks her out.
Yeah.
Cool. No. Awesome.
So let me just try it,
I'm just going to read out the description and the paralysis, but you go for it.
2. So whatever I did, I hit.
Yep. No, that's all cool. I just want to make sure she doesn't get a save. I don't think she does get a saving throw or anything, but I just want
I don't think you get... I think it's on 3rd that you get the saving throw, which I think makes more sense.
No, sorry.
Paralysis ray. A successful hit causes unconsciousness in the target without hit point loss.
And normal wake-up rules apply. Okay, everyone, you see Ice Rider go whack with his really cool frosty...
I scream, power beam!
Power beam! And this really cool, tight, frosty, icy sort of looking beam sparks from his fingers and hits her directly in the body, and she falls to the floor.
Don't. Yeah, keep on her. I don't...
Okay, did she get knocked out of her incorporeal form then?
No.
Wouldn't she lose it if...
If her natural form, then...
If it's permanent, yeah.
Yeah, if it's the natural form, then she kind of like float through the floor, wouldn't she?
She generally just floats down to the floor. Boom. Well, actually, no, she doesn't. She gets hit, and her body tends to go limp, and then she takes a really weird, very slight listing to one side. Part of her left foot disappears into the floor, while the other part of her right foot tends to lift up off the floor.
Look, it's nearly headless Nick.
We can either
it's
take
like-
the time now to try to finish her off, or we run and try to find this thing.
So
Finish her
as
off?
I
What are
actually
you talking about?
Taro is actually going to transform into the Dark Queen.
Right?
Oh,
And Queen of the Dark Kingdom, Dark Light. I'm actually going to transform into her. So it has my mutant ability.
Right.
So what the team is going to see is actually the gecko turn into her. And then I'm trying to figure out, because that's my mutant power, I actually get to transform into them, like physically and everything.
Well,
so
see.
your power does the disguise part, but you don't replicate any of her powers.
Right, I don't want her powers. I want to disguise as her.
You don't want to be that fun.
It's going to be.
Well, I would love to be that fun.
Yeah.
The thing is that as I disguise into her, so that's going to be my held action. And then as the action for this turn, I am actually going to touch her incorporeal form and absorb her knowledge and memories.
Okay, so that's going to require
Incorporeal. How are you
an attack
touching
roll.
her?
He can if he gets low enough. It's very, very difficult. So your level again was what, sorry? 3. You get a -3 to hit her. You start with a 5, which goes down to a 0 non-corporal. So you're at -3 plus any... Sorry, yeah, -3 plus any of your own accuracies.
So I needed 2 or less.
Okay, but that's okay. It can happen. So you try to go over and touch her. Unfortunately, not yet.
While they're playing with her, with the floaty woman, I'm going to send my eyes out,
right,
to go see if I can spot the room where the power thingy is.
Okay, so you know the rough direction. That means you've got to, this is when you substantiate through structures. So you have to use, just give me a second. Okay, you have to, normally this is just movement up to your strength and range, which I think is 11 inches or something. So you come up in about 5 inches, you come up to the wall and the door. You're going to have to spend 14 power points to go through that to carry on. That's how powerful the structure is. To give you an
No chance
example,
it's got a keyhole.
no. Only part of your body is going to be able to travel through the keyhole. You don't particulate, you transubstantiate, which is different.
Yes, right.
He's trying to get through the room, was it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, then.
But it's her turn. Sorry, I forgot we were still in combat.
Yeah, that's all cool. That's all
Okay,
cool.
then.
Which means to bring it back, you also have to have another 14 points to bring it back to you. If you're going to keep your body here and your eyes
I have
there.
it. I have it. Just the question is, do I want to do it?
You don't have to. Because you're only using movement at the moment. You've only used 5 inches of movement.
Okay. Can I get my hand in the room? If I can get my hand in the room, if I'm lucky, I can open the door from the inside.
You're still going to have to spend 14 points to get through.
Whatever I do is going to take 14 points. Got
At least, yeah. But if you can open the door, then your tank can go through the ordinary air gap. But that's a risk you have to take.
Yes, of course. It's always a risk.
Steve, where Ice Rider hit her with the ice blast, actually in her non-corporeal form, did it actually mess with that at all? Like any kind of spot hardened up with the ice?
No, this power works differently. This power that Ice Rider hit her with is he doesn't create ice. on the person, he like cryogenically freezes that particular part that it impacts on, which creates the whole paralysis and falling unconscious stuff. It's a shock to the body sort of power.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
I spent the points.
Okay. Just remember, Azrael, look at your sword. Look at its full capabilities. Okay, you go through. You send your hand through. You look around. What you can sort of tell is that the door is blocked by a bar, not by a lock. So you just got to try to get the bar up out of the whatever.
Okay. Let's see. That. Let's see.
So do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, give me a d20 roll, and you just got to make your strength roll or less. It's pretty easy.
20. That's what you say.
Which you do.
Well, that's what the dice say.
And you can push the door through and bring your hand back without paying any more points. And you've got egress into the next room, which looks more like a longish corridor than a room. It doesn't seem to be... there's a couple of burning braziers, and at the far end, around about 100 feet or so, there's another set of bloody big doors, is what you see.
Oh, well,
Meanwhile, yep.
That's what I say.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not... Yeah. Okay, so we go past her, gentlemen. So, Basilica, you act on a 1 again. We go past her because she can only wake up in between turn phases. So she loses that action. Centurion and Azrael, what are you doing?
I just move off as though we're moving on. They're heading down towards the other room. Obviously, people have been running around here like crazy, so I'm not too worried about traps, but I will be on guard for deflection.
Okay. Azrael, what are you doing?
I guess I'll follow him and stumble along towards the next room, looking really exhausted.
Okay. No, that's all cool. So you didn't want to use your sword with its special ability?
To do what? Hit it with a light attack?
What other
No.
abilities does it have?
I can hit non-corporeal stuff.
Yeah,
But if I club her on the back of the head, will it make her more unconscious?
No, but it'll make it easier for us to knock her out if we ever have to again.
I'm gonna club her really hard on the back of the head with the hilt of my sword.
Okay, so the only thing that's going to miss is a 20. But when you do that, just so you know, you do run the risk of giving her a chance to wake up.
Oh my god.
So he swings and misses her, so you don't affect her at all. But that's your action, okay? That's it. You can't do anything now for another whole act until you get to a new combat round.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, that basically will be the combat round, won't it?
I think
This is
kicking
the
ass
end
if
of the
this is
combat
the
round.
end.
Yeah. So the end of the combat round. Sorry, first of all, Jigil, Ice Rider, and Taro, did you want to do anything before I end the combat round?
I really want to go ahead. I really just need to. I really don't feel comfortable her being around with us being here.
Yep.
I want to take her out.
HP.
So
How are you going to take her out?
Tara, I want to try to touch her again. I really want to absorb her memories. And
Okay.
stuff
You can
so I can
try.
actually move to this tower effectively.
Okay. Make your roll.
So, you said I have, was that a -3 to hit?
Yep. You get a 2 all up, matey. A 1 or a 2.
Oh my god, I got a 1.
Okay. So you're absorbing memories. Yeah.
Oh, I'm absorbing everything about her.
And now you are the Dark Queen.
Her memories. Yeah. Well, it depends.
this is
'cause
not
I actually have to
gonna
make a
go
roll to
well.
make sure that I don't actually turn into her,
This
that I
is
can
not-
actually keep my
No.
sanity.
That's okay. Okay, so you will understand her abilities. So her abilities, if you like, she has heightened speed. She has an absorption type attack. So that thing that she used on Azrael, it's a devitalization type ray, and per certain amount of damage that the target suffers, she gets points of power back. She also has this ability, obviously, to be non-corporal. She also has the ability to use lightning control. She's extremely agile and endurant, and has a great endurance.
The big one for us, does she have a weakness?
Yeah. She comes back. The big weakness is that she's still shining. She's trapped in this glowing blue energy form. The thing that comes back to you, though, is that she's from some place called Pittsburgh in America.
What?
Yeah, and her name is actually Wilhelmina Werner. She actually hates the guts of the warlord, and she's trying to use this. She was trying to use this opportunity to actually come in and raid his vaults.
Wilhelmina, something.
What? Say that again.
Werner.
Wilhelmina.
We need to convince her to work with us.
Remember, she was trying to use this to do what?
Raid
the other thing that you're going to know, Taro, is that she is solely out for number one, and she doesn't mind what she does to get there. You can see memories where she's tortured people, tortured children. She's done everything she needs to do.
I need to actually roll to make sure that I actually don't kind of go insane and become her.
Yeah. Percentile, please.
That's fine. You're going to be friggin' corporeal.
You're fine.
So I'm actually going to pretend to be her. And I'm actually gonna leave the damn room now. So in her form, you know, not non-corporeal or anything, but that's an actual activated power though that I know. She could be either or. So it works for the disguise. So that way I can move to the tower and maybe talk my way through something.
The one other thing you need to remember to do...
how do I make her corporeal?
You can't glow, but the other attribute she seems to have is she can never stand still. She sort of has to feel like she's constantly in motion. What was your question, sorry?
How do I know how to make her incorporeal? So I mean I know all of her memories, so... And her knowledge.
You know she has that ability. You don't know how to. You don't have that ability, but you know she has, and she knows how to access her ability.
Yeah, I know that. I know how.
It's like you know how to.
I would know how it would. I would know how she would be able to get knocked out of that form, or rather, how to be careful because I know those memories.
It's like knowing how somebody walks. It's like knowing how you walk. You don't. It's a natural aspect of what you do.
After you learn it,
there is a science behind walking, so. I mean that's fine. I'll just.
Yeah, we can't.
Okay, so you guys moving down the corridor.
Hold on, I'm just thinking here a second.
Yep.
Nah, she's gonna wake up soon. So if we're all heading through the same door, I'd like to follow them and then try to ice the door up a bit. Try and make it hard. You
do that, sir. You do that, sir. Okay, now I get my very first chance for her to become conscious.
Oh, after I wanted to ask you if I could use the AoE aspect of my gravity control power stunt in order to go ahead and try to make her more incorporeal.
Make her more corporeal.
More corporeal. Excuse me. Yeah.
Do you have an inventing point to do that?
0.4. That's it. I mean, I've done the area of effect stuff before. I just want to use the area effect to localize it on her specifically.
So, first thing you've got to do is I've got to roll to see if you get 40% or less. If you do, the point's burnt up anyway, the 0.4. If you do, then give it a go. Okay, so if you're willing to risk that, that's totally fine. Are you willing to risk your 0.4 or not?
What the hell? And for a penny. And for a pound.
Here we go. Good luck.
All right. 40% on percent out. Come on.
Already done it. 78.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to roll.
It's him that does it.
You were going to roll.
He rolls that.
Yeah, you roll all the other stuff. Sorry. Yeah. So, unfortunately, no. Not this time anyway. I'm not going to say no. Not this time. You guys, Ice Rider is starting to ice up the door behind you as you all
Can I try to use an inventing point to actually recreate her? This is not just her thing. I want to try to actually add on to my transformation power to emulate, like physical effects that say glowing or things like that. With my
the closest you could get to would be you can't emulate that power because it's not actually a power. It's something that's happened to her. Right. But you can emulate a level of luminescence.
Yeah, that's
that
what I'm
is
trying
a
to do.
biological luminescence. So that you can do, but it's like if it's on close inspection, it's probably going to fail you anyway. They're going to notice the difference. But in this moment, it might be enough to carry the disguise.
Yeah. Do I have to use a 15 point for that, or?
No, because that's your mutant power. That's part of your disguise power. You would have used it on other things, so you would probably have used that.
But I'm trying to say I'm trying to use an inventing point to bolster that. To, I guess.
You can only go to the limit of your disguise power, and that's your limit of your disguise power at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I was trying to use it. Okay.
You're trying
to push that ability from. I'm trying to.
Yep. What's your chance to do that?
I think it's a 42%. I have a 4.2 inventing points, so inventing 42.
That's how many inventing points you've got. Hang on.
Yeah, 42%. Success. So roll 1d100 under 42, and I got it.
Hang on. That's my rolls. Sorry. And you got it even better. Okay, what that actually gives you, hang on a second.
Okay, I need to put this in.
Yep. What that actually gives you is a slight insight into how to manipulate that power. I'll work out how that works because you've got such a low chance, so it's actually giving you a slight improvement in being able to, so if you can just put an asterisk by that power, and I'll work on how that mechanically will affect in the game.
Yeah, transform disguise. So, yeah, I'm trying to actually improve my disguises in general.
Yeah. So for the effect of this one, you've got more of a bioluminescence. You've got a slightly stronger glow about you. So still not as much as her, but a lot more than what you had before.
So okay, so you went to asterisk, and I go.
And I'll work that out.
I'll just say increase the believability.
Yep. So I'll have to think about how I want to do that.
Or physical.
Okay. So you guys are all in the corridor, heading down towards the door, and I think that's where we'll leave it tonight, guys.
Oh boy.
Cool.
Okay.
We almost died. Again.
Almost. Well, so you've encountered the Warlord, and you have encountered a Dark Queen. You've got a lot of knowledge about her. You also, Tarot, you also have a bit of working knowledge about the Black Parliament, because she's had working with them knowledge. So I
hope you share.
Put that together and email that to you before the next game, so you can use that information however you share that information however you want to. Okay.
Increase the. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So anyone else? Anything else? I will put in the. I will put in the community the experience points you just got for getting to where you are. So I have to work all that out. Work all that out.
Yeah, I need to work out what our XP is too, because
well, if you go to the community, it's
about
been
9,000.
We haven't seen a level in a while.
Yeah, well, the upper levels do take longer to get to, but that's the whole point of it. But I'll put the experience points once I work out how much Wilhelmina is worth to you guys, and then divide it by you guys. Sorry?
At least it'd definitely be below half. We didn't take
below half what?
XP, whatever.
You guys get her full XP divided amongst everyone that was there, because you actually got to knock her out. That's called a takedown. That's a takedown.
Okay, am I getting?
Oh, we have. Yeah.
I guess I increased my ability here, so I made it much more believable. The quality of the disguise, anyways. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
So.
Okay,
again,
folks.
Use it on her and be like a one-off.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
good night, guys. See you guys in
Good.
2.
All right.
See you in 2.
I
Have a good time.
I missed something here between
Yeah.
the time I went to the bathroom. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. What is it, Archie?
No, I don't know. I mean, now the session's over. I'm like, I don't know what. So I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
so but basically, Caro managed to trick her powers a bit, so she's a bit more believable as Darklight. Because he was able to actually touch her, he managed to actually get a 1 on the dice. So he's also absorbed most of her memories about her abilities and some interactions with the rest of the Dark Parliament that you might be able to use to your better advantage. Ice Rider has gone through into the... And yeah, the interesting thing is she's from a place called Pittsburgh in America, he says, which is kind of weird.
We don't know that yet. He didn't tell us.
Not yet. Not yet.
No.
Well,
Not
he
yet.
might have. Okay.
And I glow like her, just not as bright, but it's much more
Yeah.
believable than it was to begin with.
Yeah. So you're in the next corridor that
So a glow
Fracture's managed to
isn't
get
an
you into.
aspect of her powers?
It's something that
Can't
happened
go
to
into
her.
too much. Yeah. That's all. And now you're heading down the corridor, and I'm going to email Caro the information about the Black Parliament that he may or may not have time to share with you, or wish not to share with you, before you get to the next door.
Okay. Okay. Like I
guys?
said, see y'all in 2.
Cool. See you in 2. So that's where we're up to,
All
Be
Archie.
good.
Bye.
All right.
Cool. Okay,
so
guys.
you gotta be posting XP. You said, right?
Yes, I will be in the community because you guys basically defeated her. So you'll
So
be
we
getting
bonus
some
XP
XP from
for
that.
successfully turning into her plus my inventing point, pushing in power. I don't know how XP works enough.
What that does is when you get to go up a level, or when you're in a prolonged safe space, if you've got more inventing points, you can try to transfer that ability to a permanent power.
Well, I've got 4.2 inventing points.
Yeah,
so.
that's all cool. Yeah. So at the moment, anytime you want to do that, you have to have inventing points to be able to do it. That's why Fracture and none. This is your first one, I don't believe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay.
Oh no,
so,
one, because you
sure.
you did something with your shape changing powers. I can't remember what, but
I did it with my mutant power, my transform disguise. That was my mutant power.
Yeah. No. I mean, when we were designing the character or something, you did something to. I think it was when you could size up and down your shape changing different body mass, because you're stuck at human size and you wanted to be able to transform to bigger or smaller, and that's when we did that whole PowerPoint thing. But anyway, we will get closer to it next time. Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm going to have to go. I hope you enjoyed it.
All right. See you Friday.
Bye.
Okay, and yes, I will be there Friday. As far as I'm aware, everything is all cool for me to be there.
Well, yeah, Saturday for you, Friday night for me.
So. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, guys, thank you, and we'll catch you later.
See you later.
Bye for now.
All right. Good night.
All right.